Hey everyone, on today's episode of Hero Hype, it's your turn to hype up 2015, the first half. Spoilers. So on last week's episode, I hyped up the first half of 2015, January through June, and on today's episode, I pulled comments from YouTube and Twitter, not our website because it's broken. Who knows what's happening there with comments? No idea. So pulled all the comments, and now we're gonna see what everyone was excited for the first half of 2015. Let's just dive right in. First things first, got a lot of comments for things that happened on the second half of 2015. It was first half. Spoilers, it hasn't happened yet. We're not there yet. And a lot of people called me out for not mentioning certain things. Stay tuned. You know what I will talk about. You know the game. You know the one. So first up, Sean Loomy just finished the Order 1886, and I must say that I really enjoyed it as well. There are a lot of cutscenes that require QTEs to advance, but you can see past that. There is a wonderfully entertaining story, outstanding acting, and good action. I tend to appreciate well-told stories in games. I'm currently playing through the game for a second time and actually enjoying it more in that my expectations are set appropriately. Really want to talk about the Order 1886 because honestly, the majority of the comments were centered around this game. A lot of contention, everyone was divisive, a lot of people just called me trash for even mentioning this game, but there were also a lot of defenders, a lot of people that appreciated me for bringing it up, and a lot of people enjoyed it. Otaku Crash, you forgot Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate in February, best handheld game this year. Reply from B Money. Yeah, everyone seems to have forgotten it. Criminally underrated game. He left out Splatoon also. So Monster Hunter 4. So little insight, big need of mine for a massive game. If you're a game that's like 50 plus hours, collecting loot, killing monsters, basically JRPGs, I personally need to be invested in the story. And that's just not there with Monster Hunter. It's just about collecting loot and killing monsters. And in the moment, that's awesome, but I need something to drive me forward in the quest for the loot and for the kill of the monster. And I left out Splatoon also. There were a ton of comments about Splatoon, but that month, it's The Witcher. It's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt versus Splatoon. No disrespect to Splatoon, love Splatoon, but here's a big thing. Splatoon, I need someone to play with a competitive multiplayer game. I have not given enough time to competitive multiplayer games in a very, very long time, and the ones that I do put my free time into, I have at least one friend playing it, whether it's friends in StarCraft or random pickup games of Destiny, but tried to get Kyle Bossman to play Splatoon. He beat the single player campaign. He put a little time into multiplayer. I thought he was gonna give it more time, Kyle. I thought you were gonna give him more time. And he's just shaking his head right now. Nope. So when Bossman quit Splatoon, I said, all right, there's no way I'm playing this game without Kyle. I needed him. Needed Kyle. Switching gears a little bit, Jay Summers, always just one of the most jolly commenters. Really appreciate the support. My favorite moment of 2015 is when I started watching game trailers. Just want to say that Huber along with GT have really made me less cynical in life since watching them. Instead of going in a game, movie, book experience with negativity, I go in with positivity and open-mindedness. Instead of looking for what's wrong with what I'm watching or playing, I'm looking for what's great, and I focus on that. Thanks, GameTrailers. Thanks, Huber. That means so much. That this year of Huber hype, that is what it's been all about. That's what I've been trying to do, is just see the positivity in things. And that's beautiful that is what you do. That is amazing. That is awesome. And it's been a hell of a year. Next up, Anton Roth. I have to give a shout out to Helldivers. Love this comment. Helldivers came out of nowhere and became one of the best co-op games I have ever played. Super challenging and intense, plays perfectly, and the sense of common purpose fighting the galactic war as an army of players to destroy those 3 alien races. When the first campaign was finally over and the galaxy was conquered, it felt so good. One of my best gaming moments of the year, up there with Bloodborne and The Witcher 3. Loving the passion for Helldivers, Anton. We played that game actually for a couple weeks, hardcore in the office. We even got good old Justin Spear, former GameTrailers employee. He was texting us non-stop to play Helldivers. So that game had some magic there. He needed some buddies just for like 2 weeks straight. He was like, yo, Helldivers? Yo, Helldivers? Glad you didn't forget that game. That is awesome, because I forgot about it. Next up, love this story, love this passion. Mr. TTU55. Probably the best moment of the year for me was after killing the blood-starved beast in Bloodborne and going back to the Cathedral Ward. Decided to run through the area again. Went to the corner area to kill the crows and got utterly trashed by the Snatcher and sent to Yargul. My reaction to that rivaled Huber's Shenmue 3 freakout. I only wish I recorded it. Love this because it is such a specific moment within the game of Bloodborne, within the year. It's like, that moment was utter magic. It was so surprising and it was terrifying. Best thing about Bloodborne is that the stakes are so high and you know, you can't zone out. You're thinking about your life in that game. It's like death matters. And when you get taken to that area, you have to fight your way out. You have to get to a lantern to teleport out of there. You get teleported into some jail cell. You have to fight more powerful things than you had been facing before you got taken. So it was really intense. I mean, I was at that area for an hour and I was scared. One of the scariest moments of the year. I was just thinking, am I ever gonna get out of this place? I'm trapped. I am physically trapped in this place. I don't know what to do. I'm running out of blood vials. I'm running out of items. Perseverance. Just gotta get the hell out of there. Killer DLs. Ollie Ollie 2 came out in March of this year and it has the best soundtrack of the year. Trying to keep a combo throughout a whole level was exhilarating. Favorite Vita game of the year, hands down. Jolly Jolly 2, welcome to Jollywood. I got addicted to this game. Glad you brought it up, Killer DLs, because it's the best skateboarding game I've played since like Tony Hawk 3. I really love its simplicity and its pace. It's just so fast, and your insane combo is only matched by how fast you can press those damn buttons and how much you can balance on those manuals. It's just too intense. The verticality of the levels going up or down. I remember one of the last levels with like toxic waste. Too intense. Evgeny Shardikov, and I think it's quite safe to say that March was the greatest month for gaming this year due to having Bloodborne, Pillars of Eternity, Ori and the Blind Forest, Ollie Ollie 2, Hotline Miami 2, City Skylines, Helldivers, and Axiom Verge just buried in March. Just too much. Calvin Crack, here we go. Dying Light is my favorite single-player experience of 2015. To bring up Bossman again, you know what? We're bringing it back. We're bringing back the word experience. You've had it long enough, Kyle. We're taking it back and we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it a lot, any chance I get. Experience. It's not an evil word. It's not a bad word. It can be used for evil, but it can also be used for good. It's the... I'm sorry, Kyle, I love you. I love you, Kyle. It's that rare open world game that doesn't overwhelm you with its size, but just says, here's a playground. Go climb on buildings and slice zombies in half. Also, the graphics are incredible. Long story about Dying Light. Okay, survival horror is undoubtedly my favorite genre in the biz, and Brandon Jones reviewed this game. And I trust him. I trust him so much. And he gave it a mediocre score. He said it just wasn't that good, it was whatever. And I'm not a big fan of Dead Island, so I kind of just took his word for it. As the months went by, I started seeing this hype for Dying Light on NeoGAF, on the internet, people calling it one of the best games of the year, people calling it their favorite game of the year, and I just got more curious and more curious. So long story with Ben Moore, that has been resolved. You know, he borrowed it, I borrowed it, we both didn't play it. And then the best and worst thing happened. The enhanced edition got announced a couple months back. So now I've been in this void, in this vacuum, where I cannot play Dying Light until that version comes out. I'm waiting to play it, have not had the chance. Same thing happened with Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD Remaster on PS3. I was gonna play it, and then like, oh yeah, PS4 edition's coming out. And it's like, just this waiting game, you know? It's like, when do you pull the trigger? Do you just play it, or do you wait for the superior version? Let me know what you think about that. But February, Dying Light, 100%, #1 priority. CSL316, Mortal Kombat X. I got a ton of comments about this. Love this story. Feel the passion, feel the hype. Everyone came by when we had reservations for my buddy's 30th birthday. But no one wanted to leave because we had Mortal Kombat X. And a dozen of my friends that I played MK with when we were 7 all warped back to 1992. Felt like we were gathered around the arcade machine again. Magic. Mortal Kombat X was in the show to begin with, but I thought Silent Hills was a more intense moment for that month. Loving the magic of Mortal Kombat X. It kind of died off quick in the office. Hell of a fighting game. Jason Voorhees. How can you even top it? How can you top it? I love it. Next up, Mahir Chintis. Memorable gaming moment of 2015 for me was Total War Warhammer. Here we go, get some variety in here. Almost a no-brainer for the franchise. Also, the flood of JRPGs finally coming to PC via Steam. So many of them, too many. There's not enough time. Joe 300 Low. It's a big one. Got a lot about this. Huge moment. May 1st, 2015, a spiritual successor is announced for Banjo-Kazooie Yooka-Laylee. And it reaches its goal in 21 hours and then becomes the fastest video game Kickstarter to reach $1 million, hyped for October 2016. There is just so much hype surrounding this. The Banjo-Kazooie game we deserve, not that nuts and bolts filler. We're getting the real deal. Kickstarter. Seriously, if you wanna, I appreciate criticism, love it, you know, it incites debate and discussion, but seriously, Kickstarter, wow, you know, now that I think about it standing here, Kickstarter is one of the best moments itself in 2015 because of everything that it has brought to the table. It is letting pure passion shine through. Kickstarter, it's living outside of the lines of corporate suits and sales of games. It's like, yo, we want to make this game from our heart with our passion. Do you want to be involved? Can we make this happen together? It's like this alliance, Pillars of Eternity. Ben Moore got me so hyped on this game, and it was made because of Kickstarter, Shenmue 3, Yooka-Laylee, all these games that might never have a chance to be made because the industry is so competitive and there's so much competing for our time. Kickstarter is magic. Super special. You know, we got a bond. We're connected. Kirkhammer all day. 300 Fusion Fall, loving the Frieza icon. One of the best villains of all time. Can't top him. Resurrection F. For me in June, the most hyped thing was Rio and Smash Brothers. Here we go, DLC. Getting hyped on DLC. Super Smash Brothers. Talk about just no party lines whatsoever. We are about making just a jolly video game. We've got Bayonetta in there. We've got Rio from Smash. Correction from Kyle Bossman. Rio is Shenmue. Ryu It's Street Fighter, I apologize. I mean, they had Solid Snake in the last one. It's just this easy alliance in Super Smash Bros., and I love it for that. Novel Mike, at Novel Mike on Twitter, the best moment of 2015 for me was the ukulele Kickstarter. There it is. That, for me, was Shenmue 3 for you. Just making dreams happen. Kickstarter. What's the problem with Kickstarter? If you got a problem with Kickstarter, let's hear it. I want to know. Because people call it shady backdoor deals. People call it sketch. Of course, there have been instances of sketch usage of Kickstarter. Ben Moore back to game that is just vaporware right now. Of course, that's going to happen. There's always going to be people mucking up the system. But I think there's way more good than evil on Kickstarter. Let's talk about Kickstarter a little bit. At Shinno Noir, really feeling it. April, Xenoblade 3D, freshest and jolliest. May, Splatoon. Splatoon, I gotta go play Splatoon. Backspacer at Pentino. How on earth did you forget Batman and Resident Evil Revelations 2? Okay. Batman. Look what the Dark Knight was going up against. Remember, I could only do one thing a month. He was going up against the E3 of dreams. But Batman is a hell of a game. I talk about it extensively on GameTrailers personal picks, which is a good chance for a little shameless promotion right here. This is backdoor corporate deals right here, coming up on GameTrailers.com. The staff picks their personal favorite games, maybe moments too, of 2015. It's another place for me to get out my little Batman love because I just had to talk about E3 at that time. But everyone has awesome picks. Check them out. They're going to be going up on the website daily, I believe. And there's a lot of variety in there. A lot of variety. Chance to see what the staff is hyped about. Here we go again. Tongue surgery. Always the best comments. Just making me feel guilty. A little disappointed you didn't mention Splatoon. I get it, all right? I'm sorry. I will boot Splatoon up this weekend. I will take a picture of me playing Splatoon this weekend. That game showed that Nintendo can still be creative. That's an emotional comment. And that rings true. Splatoon is just pure creativity. That game is just magic. It did something so unique in the most saturated genre there is for their competitive online shooters. Splatoon is a one-of-a-kind game, and you know that's why I love Nintendo, because I do one-of-a-kind things. Sometimes you gotta wait a really long time for that one-of-a-kind gem, but no matter what with Nintendo, you're getting something special, unique, creative, and magical. I gotta play Splatoon! Aldera, Ori and the Blind Forest, gorgeous music, stunning art, fluid movement and character progression, easily a fave of early 2015. Got a lot of comments about Ori and the Blind Forest. That game came out in like May, I believe. March. Game came out in March, I believe. I did not have an Xbox One at March. I got my Xbox One during Black Friday. Pulled the trigger, got that Rise of the Tomb Raider bundle. Could not say no to Rise of the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. Probably be talking about that on the next episode. I just want to give a quick shout out to you, Daniel from Best Buy. You did good work, and you are a hero. Off topic a little bit. I'm at Best Buy. It's Black Friday. Not even Black Friday, Black Thursday now. I mean, these people are working on Thanksgiving night. Cruise in. I'm ready to buy a TV. I'm ready to drop some cash. Okay, just burning a hole in my wallet. It was the holidays. Let's just spend it. Love that mood. Love the feeling of like, screw rent. Ready to just drop it on electronics. Go in, there's this huge 4K TV right there, and this slick Rick is just selling them, man. He's got me convinced. I'm just eating out of his palm. He's like, yo, this is the one. This is the best value, the best bang for your buck. It's got the best picture quality. It's like 50% off. insane deal. It was like a 55-inch 4K for like $700, just an unheard of price. So I go in the back. I'm like, oh, 700 though. That's too much. Like, that's a lot of cash. It was like 55 inches. I go in the back. There's a 50-inch for like 600 or 550. I'm like, all right, it's done. I'm doing this right now. Sold out. So I'm wandering the halls of Best Buy. It's chaos. People are tripping over me. This guy needs water. He's like, please, I need water. You got people just charging the aisles, looking through the games. They always have that giant bargain bin of movies and games where like 9 people crowd around at once and they're just flipping games out of there. So I'm wandering the halls and I see like 70 Xbox One Tomb Raider bundles. No one is even looking at them. They're just there. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll get this. I'll pick it up. So I grab it. It's like my consolation prize. Best decision I ever made though, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and now Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm gonna get to it. Shout out to Daniel. Going to checkout, you know, really to drive the story home. It's Thanksgiving night, man. This guy's over it. He's making like minimum wage. Get up to the checkout. The line is like an hour and a half. You know, this guy is just slaving away. He's like, yeah, I think this comes with like a remote. And I'm thinking in my head, oh, like the PS2, Xbox 360 DVD remote, I don't need that. I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, move the line along, like, let's go. He's like, no. I'll be back. Guy disappears into the abyss for like 15 minutes, leaves his post unguarded, comes back with a controller. Bonus controller, free controller, co-op gaming incoming, just made the deal all the better and took the extra effort. Thank you, Daniel from Tustin Best Buy. You are a hero of 2015. Last one, critical reviews, always tweeting me great comments as well, and I wanted to end on this note because this is a game that was forgotten, and I love that this has been all about a wide variety of games. It has been a year for everybody. Critical reviews, ironically, the beta and first few weeks of Evolve with my buddies were so refreshing back in February. Love the concept. That is awesome because that game was so cool and it just died. Evolve just died somehow. I think it is kind of like Rainbow Six Siege. It is so dependent on having a group. You need a big, dedicated group to play that game, and that is so hard. That is why games like Call of Duty and Halo are so successful because they're so massive and they're so like personally focused. It's like you hop into Call of Duty alone, you know, there's not a lot of teamwork in Call of Duty. But games like Splatoon, you know, these small, intimate 4-on-4s, or in Evolve's case, 4-on-1, relies so heavily on playing with a group of friends that you know, they die quicker and they get laid to the wayside, and it's unfortunate. So we're going dark next week, spy style, and then the week after that, I will be back to hype up the back half of 2015. And the week after that, same thing as today. It'll be comments from the back half of 2015. Really excited about it. Have a happy holidays and Merry Christmas, and I will see you soon. It's time for Huber's Christmas Cue. The very definition of jolly, probably origins. Jolly origins is Christmas, like Jolly Saint Nick, have a happy jolly Christmas. There's only one thing to do. You gotta get some hot cocoa. You gotta pour that hot cocoa. You gotta light your Christmas tree, turn off all the lights except that warm radiating glow. You gotta, you know, crack a window, let that cool December breeze flow through. and you gotta pick the most magical game possible. I will throw out a suggestion. I'm thinking Dragon Quest VIII Journey of the Cursed King personally. That just gives me warm Christmas vibes. A lot of people may say Kingdom Hearts. Just something out there. Really search your feelings, something jolly, something in that moment. Merry Christmas.